Before the top of the hour, happy holidays to everybody. It's great to have you aboard on this Friday morning. We're going to take you until 10 a.m. Eastern time, and then we're going to work the weekend as well, 8 to 10 tomorrow and Sunday. And you know, there are so many ways that golf can inspire you. The best players in the world certainly do it for you every single day. But this is a story, and we're going to give you a little sampling of a story of a young man who took something so tragic and made it triumphant.
He was really an extraordinary golfer at a young age.
I played in about 9 golf tournaments from 12 to 14. I didn't lose a single one of them. I think I had the ability to play, and I had sort of the idea that I wanted to play in college, but my accident happened at a pretty inopportune time as far as golf goes.
On August 16, 2005, Jordan's promise on the golf course, as well as his dreams and goals off of it, were suddenly put in jeopardy 5 miles off the coast of Florida.
My family and I went on vacation down in the Florida Keys.
It was a great day. We decided that we'd go scuba diving, and Jordan and my husband, we were the only 3 on the boat.
The waves were pretty high, very windy, and I remember we finally got out there. I'm extremely impatient, so I was the first one geared up and ready to go. I dove in. And somehow, some way, I got pushed behind the boat, close to the boat, and unfortunately, the propeller hit me. I knew what had happened immediately. I felt a sharp pain. I looked down. My fins were gone. All I saw was blood, and I knew that something was really, really wrong, and that I had to get out of there.
After the accident, Jordan was flown to Ryder Trauma Center in Miami, where he would undergo multiple surgeries to save his life. And while his life was spared, Jordan would lose both of his legs from the calf down.
From the very beginning, I think he believed that this was an accident. That's all it was, and it wouldn't define him, and it wouldn't change him.
Jordan was just absolutely driven to get back out on the course, as he just so loves the game now, will always love the game, I'm sure. But that was one of his goals. That was one of the things when he was laying in that hospital bed he was determined to get back to. He was gonna get back and play golf again.
Here's all the copies.
I wanted to get back to where I was before the accident. I was just determined not to let this slow me down or prevent me from doing the things that I love to do. I just said, man, if I work hard at this, I know that I'll be back.
Look at you! Now is he as tall?
I would say it was about a month and a half from when my accident happened to when I was walking again. It was the first step in moving in the direction that I wanted to go. And I felt extremely grateful to have the opportunity to have those prosthetics. Because, I mean, without my prosthetics, I don't think any of this is possible.
And Jordan Thomas with us here in our Morning Drive studios. You are the foundation founder and president. Thank you very much for coming in. I understand this morning you had a little challenge that you weren't expecting on your way to come see us.
Yeah, little worries with the wardrobe getting it together this morning. I got a new set of legs last week, and I'm about a ½ inch taller, so none of my pants would fit. So I was worried for rocking the high waters.
You know, Jordan, the word perspective gets thrown around a lot in life. For you, this happened to you at a young stage in your life. When did you feel like you had the proper perspective on what happened? Was it long after? Was it immediately?
Well, I was very fortunate, again, to have the support of my friends and family that were there giving me that perspective throughout the whole thing. And without them, I wouldn't be here. So, very blessed.
When you're in bed, lying there looking at the ceiling like we all do, how do you make sense of what has happened to you? How have you sort of put this into perspective? The thing that would be hard for me is why me kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's an initial response for a lot of people, but I never wanted to see it that way. I never wanted to ask, like, why me? Why did this happen to me? I wanted to focus more on how to respond, what to do moving forward, because I couldn't change anything that happened. I mean, it was a freak accident, and so all I tried to do with my foundation was I recognized a problem and I tried to fix it, and that's all.
You know, Jordan, sometimes when people get ill, it's harder for the people that are around them because they start to act differently. Did you notice your friends, was it hard for them at first to be around you?
I think for some of them it was difficult because when you're confronted with your own mortality and you recognize that that can happen to anyone, it messes with you a little bit. But my friends were so great, and that was one of the things that got me back out there playing golf again and doing the things I love to do were my friends.
There, I'm sure, are lots of people watching this show right now that have obstacles that they're facing to overcome, whether it be this holiday season, whether it be physical or mental or family or whatever. And they're probably looking for a little tip or some guidance how to get over a rough patch where they are. I mean, there's certain obvious things you can tell anybody, but having lived this and been through this, what's something you can tell somebody or mentor somebody that is going to be going through a tough patch right now?
Well, I mean, it's just all about perspective and keeping that in mind. You know, no matter what, ultimately someone always has it a lot worse than you. And you can choose to spend a lot of time and energy on what happened and focusing on that. But I try to focus on the positives. What can I do? What am I able to do at this point?
Well, you're able to golf, right?
Yeah.
How's your game?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm not playing enough, which is I think every golfer says that. But I'd love to play some more. But it's not bad. Pretty good shape. You
had obviously so much ability to play the game, innate ability. What changed about your golf swing now having to adapt to having, you know, prosthetics from the knee down?
The biggest thing is uneven lies. That gives me a hard time, but my balance in general. I used to have a size 13 foot, and now I have a 10. So I think that helps. That hurts my balance a little bit. So I may have to bump it back up. So.
How often are you playing shorts versus long pants? I see how you're in shorts.
Oh, I play in shorts anytime possible.
I like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I like
It's a lot easier to hustle some people out there, you know, and you kind of hustle out there.
What's sort of the most common question you get when you're out in the golf course and people realize that, you know, you're playing with prosthetics?
Just wow. You know, really, I mean, it's amazing, like, the spirit that people have. I mean, just so many people are so generous and so kind and just come up and just say, you know, I just want to shake your hand.
How can we help?
Go onto my website and donate or spend some time with us. And it's www.jordanthomasfoundation.org. And that's probably the most helpful way.
And the foundation gives back to people who are overcoming obstacles, who have been befelled by some kind of illness or tragedy, who are looking to get back. Is that the idea?
Right. We give prosthetics to kids that can't afford them, and we help them until they're 18. And every dollar that people donate goes directly to the kids.
Do you think that golf and the fact that you can still play and play at a really high level, do you think that inspires these young people that you come across through the foundation, that you can continue your life and do all the things you were doing before?
I think so, absolutely. Absolutely. It hasn't stopped me, and I'm a better golfer with 2 prosthetics than I ever was before. And that's just because I had so much support, and I just was so determined to get back out there and not let this slow me down.
Well, we heard you were a pretty good golfer before. I saw in the piece that basically you show up at tournaments and you were just taking down everybody. Is that the idea?
When I was a kid, I was a good golfer, and but again, it's a new perspective I have now for the game. Being out there is just brilliant.
Well, keep it up. We'll see you on the Champions Tour when you're 50.
Well, thanks, listen, happy holidays to you. It's a real treat to have someone like you who inspires so many other people in our studio.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
JordanThomasFoundation.org.
Yep.
I mean, you can't do better in terms of a cause and helping somebody, a young child who needs a prosthetic who can't afford one, to get one.
And Jordan just got taller.
Yes, he did.
It's amazing that you can grow a ½ inch at his age.
Just overnight.
All right, when we come back, folks, we will get you a tip for the winter months from the Fix-It Man, Michael Breed. He will join us in 10 minutes. And our Back Nine poll, we will debate with Holly Saunders. You look at some of the guys who are in that shootout field beginning this morning. Who is most likely to represent the United States on that 2012 Ryder Cup team? MD1 for Keegan Bradley, MD2 for Ricky Fowler, MD3 for